Hello, Greg Wilson with Connection Small Business Journal. As always, you can find us online at www.connectmybusiness.me. Again, that's www.connectmybusiness.me. Follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Just simply type in the @ symbol Connect My Biz. Again, the @ symbol Connect My Biz. This morning, the motivation, if you will, for this video today is an Instagram post that I posted this morning. It was literally a picture of myself, and I faded out the background, and the words that I used were this: filter out the noise and focus on your craft. Again, I repeat, filter out the noise and focus in on your craft. We live in a very busy society. I mean, there are things to do. There are distractions everywhere. There are things to get caught up in, and so much clutter, if you will. So much reality TV. Put a peg in that because I'm going to come back to that. All of this type of stuff that's out here that, quite honestly, equate to nothing more than noise. And sometimes, if you hear noise, a lot of the times, you sometimes focus on the noise and not necessarily on the task that's in front of you. We sometimes focus on all the different things that are going on, maybe even in our head, and not necessarily the task that is before us. This video, that post on Instagram, is not just for the small business owner. It's not just for the entrepreneur. It's not just for the individual who is doing a startup. It is for literally all of us. Every human, if you will, I believe, if not careful, can be distracted or become distracted by all of the noise. We can be driving in our car and get so caught up, maybe even in a song, maybe things that are going on around us, that we are not necessarily focused in on the road that's ahead, and sometimes put our own selves in peril. Why? Because we simply are not focused on the task at hand. So the video today, if there was a label for me to put on it, it would be the quote that I put on Instagram this morning, and that is to focus out the noise, delete the noise, alleviate the noise, kick the noise out the window. Whatever you have to do, get rid of the noise, filter out the noise, and focus on your craft. And you say, well, Greg, how do we begin that process? I'm busy with school, I'm busy with kids, I'm busy with work, I'm busy with growing my business, I'm busy with church, I'm busy with all these different things. How in the world do we focus in on our craft? I want to share maybe three, no more than three. I want to keep the video short. Maybe 3 tips that I believe would be beneficial to you to help you focus in and dial in. And I want to start with this one that I think is very important, and that is to focus on the deep stuff. It's easy in the morning when you log into your computer or you open up your smartphone to get caught up in just the little things that, quite honestly, they're ancillary and they really don't freaking matter. All right? Checking emails, unless it's an email from a client that has reached out to you. I spend X amount of time every single day dumping out my inbox from emails that I'm never going to do business with these individuals. They have my email address because maybe I opted into a particular ebook or something like that, and so I'm inundated with information, and sometimes if I'm not careful, I find myself focusing in on that, and an hour could go by and I have not focused in on my craft, what I love to do, what I enjoy doing, and the business that's at hand. So I want to encourage you to focus in on the deep stuff, things that pay the bills. All right? That client that you just landed a week ago, have you done work yet for that particular client? That client that signed a contract, how aggressive are you focused in on that particular client? How aggressive are you going out making sales? How aggressive are you even in acquiring new business for whatever business that you may be in? How focused are you, even if you're working a 9 to 5 in corporate America, which is fine, but I'm saying, how focused are you in on that particular job? Or are you caught up in the social media happenings, if you will, the world star? All right. Are you focused in on those things, or are you more focused in on your craft and the task at hand? I mentioned to you reality TV. All right. I'm not a big TV watcher by a long shot. However, I see so many people get caught up in the reality TV, the housewife shows, and all these different things that go on, and they lose focus on their own craft. You know, those individuals that you see on television, they're being paid to be there. Are you being paid to watch? Or are you focused in on your craft as you're watching? Just put a peg in that. Think about that. How many hours are wasted sitting in front of a television with a remote in your hand and not necessarily focused in on your craft? To that same point, now I was listening to, and I'm not going to quote this individual's name, but I was listening to a podcast not too long ago, maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, and this woman said something that was very powerful, that even, can I use the word convicted? Yeah, it convicted me. She stated that if you're not making $10,000 a month, if you're not making $10,000 a month in your business, whatever business that business is, that you don't have time to watch TV. I wholeheartedly agree. I was convicted because I'm on my way to 10,000, all right? But she stated that, hey, if you're not making that each and every month, then you don't have time to do some of these other things. If I could put words in her mouth, she was saying, filter out the noise and focus in on your craft. Number two, this is something that I do on a day-to-day basis, and you could choose to write it down on a legal pad. You can use an electronic device like an iPad or your smartphone. But I think that a daily to-do list is critical for your business, or critical for your things that need to be accomplished for that day. It's something about having it in front of you, whether written down by a ballpoint pen or electronically in front of you. It's something that the fact that it's actually written down, I think it would be critical and beneficial to you to help you to stay focused. There's something, you know, and for what I do, I write little bullet points out to the left of whatever it is I have to do, and it's something that you see. You can see yourself being productive by checking off the different things as you go down through your list. The third and final thing: how many hours, or how many minutes, I should say, do we spend each and every day in our vehicle? For me, I spend an exorbitant amount of time in my truck, you know, traveling here and there, networking. Use that time to honestly expand your mind. Can I say that? Use that time to expand your mind and learn even as much as you can while yet driving. Pay attention to the road, of course, but there's some nuggets that even I pick up early in the morning on my commute as I'm driving. There's some nuggets that I pick up that are beneficial to me as I go through my day, and it actually helps me to stay focused. You know, one of the things that I love to do, I love to listen to motivational speakers. I don't claim to be one by a long shot, but there's something that's special that I get from these guys. You know, the Gary V's of the world, who isn't necessarily a motivational speaker, but I definitely learned from this gentleman. You know, E.T. There are definitely things that, and the host of all the other motivational speakers that are out there, that if you listen to them, they pour into your life nuggets that would be beneficial to you and help you to stay focused. So the three things that we talked about today, in reverse order: stay focused by simply just listening to positive music, positive vibes, motivational speakers while you're driving to and there. Expand your mind, learn, if you will. Number two is to actually have a to-do list, whether electronically or writing these things down. Have a to-do list for your particular business. And number one was simply focus in and deal with the deep stuff. don't get caught up with a lot of the mess, if you will, the noise, if you will, that's all around you, the noise that's actually taking you away from your craft. You know, is your craft better today? Have you redefined your craft? Have you redeveloped your craft? Have you fine-tuned your craft? Have you sharpened your craft? Do so by eliminating a lot of the distractions around you and focus in on your craft. Again, the motivation for this video was an Instagram post that I did this morning that again stated, filter out the noise and focus in on your craft. This again is Greg Wilson with Connection Small Business Journal. Follow me. I encourage you to do so. I'm excited about the things that are happening with Connections, but follow us. Follow us utilizing the @ Connect My Biz, whether it be on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. And of course, you can visit our website at www.connectmybusiness.me. Again, www.connectmybusiness.me. Until next time, this has been Greg Wilson.